Today our topic is how to handle failure like a Stoic. Failure is something everyone faces in life. No one is perfect and no one can avoid failing at something. But the way we handle failure makes a big difference. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to stay calm and strong, even when things go wrong. The Stoics believed that failure is not the end of the world. Instead, it is an opportunity to learn and grow. In this speech, I will explain how you can use Stoic principles to handle failure in a positive way. First, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by a man named Seneca. Later, it became popular in Rome. Famous Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius wrote about how to live a good life. They believed that the key to happiness is not in external things like money, fame, or success. Instead, it is in how we think and how we control our emotions. The Stoics taught that we cannot control everything in life, but we can control how we react to what happens. This is a very powerful idea, especially when it comes to failure. When we fail, it is easy to feel sad, angry, or frustrated. But the Stoics would say that these emotions are not helpful. Instead, we should focus on what we can learn from the failure and how we can improve. One important Stoic principle is to separate what we can control from what we cannot control. This is called the dichotomy of control. For example, imagine you are preparing for a job interview. You can control how much you prepare, how you dress, and how you answer the questions. But you cannot control whether the interviewer likes you or whether someone else gets the job. If you focus only on what you can control, you will feel more confident and less stressed. And if you don't get the job, you can accept it as something outside your control. This does not mean you should not care about the result. It just means you should not let it destroy your peace of mind. Another Stoic principle is to see failure as a teacher. The Stoics believe that everything happens for a reason, even if we do not understand it at first. When we fail, it is a chance to learn something new. For example, if you fail a test, it might mean you need to study more or change your study habits. If you lose a game, it might mean you need to practice more or work better with your team. The Stoics would say that failure is not something to fear. Instead, it is a natural part of life that helps us grow stronger and wiser. A third Stoic principle is to practice gratitude. Even when things go wrong, there is always something to be thankful for. For example, if you lose your job, you can be grateful for the skills you learned and the experience you gained. If you fail at a project, you can be grateful for the opportunity to try. Gratitude helps us stay positive and focused on the good things in life. It reminds us that failure is not the end, but just one part of our journey. The Stoics also believed in the importance of perspective. When we fail, it often feels like the worst thing in the world. But if we step back and look at the bigger picture, we can see that failure is just a small part of life. For example, imagine you are playing a video game. If you lose one level, it does not mean the whole game is over. You can try again and do better next time. Life is the same way. One failure does not define you. It is just one level in the game of life. Another important Stoic idea is to focus on the present moment. When we fail, we often spend too much time thinking about the past or worrying about the future. We might think, why did I make that mistake? Or, what if I fail again? But the Stoics would say that this is a waste of time. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only thing we truly have is the present moment. If we focus on what we can do right now, we can move forward and make progress. The Stoics also taught that we should not compare ourselves to others. When we fail, it is easy to look at other people and think, why are they so successful while I am not? But this kind of thinking only leads to jealousy and unhappiness. The Stoics believe that everyone has their own path in life. What matters is not how we compare to others, but how we grow and improve ourselves. If we focus on our own journey, we can find peace and satisfaction even when we fail. Another Stoic principle is to accept what happens with grace. The Stoics believe that everything in life happens according to nature's plan. Even if we do not understand why something happens, we should accept it as part of the natural order. This does not mean we should not try to change things or improve our lives. But it does mean we should not fight against reality. When we fail, we should accept it as something that happened for a reason. This acceptance helps us stay calm and focused, even in difficult times. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-discipline. When we fail, it is easy to give up or lose motivation. But the Stoics would say that this is the time to be strong and keep going. Self-discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when it is hard. It means staying committed to our goals, even when we face setbacks. If we practice self-discipline, we can overcome failure and achieve success in the long run. Finally, the Stoics believed in the power of reflection. After we fail, it is important to take some time to think about what happened. What went wrong? What could we have done differently? What can we learn from this experience? Reflection helps us understand our mistakes and make better choices in the future. It also helps us grow as people. The Stoics believe that wisdom comes from experience, and failure is one of the best teachers. In conclusion, failure is a part of life, but it does not have to be a bad thing. By following Stoic principles, we can handle failure in a positive and constructive way. We can focus on what we can control, see failure as a teacher, practice gratitude, keep things in perspective, live in the present moment. Avoid comparing ourselves to others. Accept what happens with grace, practice self-discipline, and reflect on our experiences. If we do these things, we can turn failure into an opportunity for growth and become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Remember, failure is not the end. It is just one step on the path to success. So the next time you fail, don't be afraid. Be like a Stoic. Stay calm, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward.